Hi, I'm Andy, a collection specialist at Credit Sage, and my goal is to help people learn how they can remove GC services from their credit report. And this is in many cases without paying their debt at all. So if that's you or someone you know, then I'm confident that you're going to walk away from this video knowing what the next best step is to take. Now, I should preface by saying that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take action. You know, for example, if you believe that GC services or any other accounts for that matter on your credit report are the result of identity theft or have a wrong balance after you've already paid or any other major issues that are really seriously affecting your life, then you may be owed a settlement. And we work with a network of local attorneys that will work on your behalf at zero cost, win or lose, in addition to getting the account deleted permanently from your account. Now, if no issues like that exist and you just want the account removed from your credit report, we can help with that too. So just give us a call today. Our number again, I'll put our number in the description below there for you to contact us. Now, I'd like to today go through some of the most important questions that we get about this company. And firstly, this is really important, is I get asked, can you be arrested or get jail time for a debt with GC services? And I put this one at the top of the list because we have a lot of callers that contact us that are truly terrified that this could happen. And it makes sense. I mean, there are few people that are really taught how credit and debt work in school. I mean, I didn't know the answer to this question until I got into the business. Now, fortunately, unless the debt is related to specifically unpaid taxes or unpaid child support, you cannot be arrested or get jail time. That's important to understand. No need to worry about that whatsoever. The amount of the debt doesn't matter either, okay? You could refuse to pay $1,000 or $1 million and you will not get arrested or get jail time. So that's very important to understand. So now, who is GC Services and why are they on your credit report? Excellent question. So they are referred to as a debt collector or credit collection agency. And what they do is they buy debts, unpaid accounts like credit cards, for example, and often for really cheap. And then they try to collect the full amount. So what that looks like is, for example, imagine that they have, for whatever reason, you have an unpaid card with Capital One for $1,000. GC Services could, in theory, come in and buy that debt for just $100. But now, here's the important part. They don't try to collect that amount. They try to collect the full $1,000 from you. Now, that gives them a 10x return on their investment. So, yeah, these companies that operate this way can make a lot of money. How do they do that? Well, one of the ways is damaging your credit score. Just by simply reporting that debt to your credit report is one of the primary strategies that they use to have you, to get you to pay, right? However, I will say that what many people don't know is that paying a debt on your credit report does not remove the account attached to it, okay? The account will sit there for 7 years, damaging your score, paid or not. So a lot of time, paying it isn't in your best interest. And really, you could just be wasting your money. Now, in rare cases, paying the debt can even hurt your score further. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Now, in addition to credit reporting, they will also often send scary letters to your house. They'll call a lot, even calling your family members or colleagues. And again, I will jump in to say if collectors have ever threatened you or harassed you during non-business hours, you may be owed a lawsuit. So again, that's another case where you'd want to give us a call so that we can connect you with a local specialist that will take action quickly. Okay. So let's see here. Should you negotiate a settlement with GC Services? This is a little tricky because settling your debt with GC Services really depends on your personal goal. Okay. Typically, if you are wanting to improve your credit score, paying isn't in the best option. Okay. The reason for this is because, as I mentioned before, even if you pay the collection, it will remain on your credit report for 7 years, damaging your score the whole time. So that really doesn't help your credit score at all. Instead, I always recommend working with an expert like us to come along and review these accounts for you. And if certain issues exist, then the accounts may be removed. And this is a win-win. You won't have to waste money paying a debt that won't help your score, and the negative account gets removed entirely from your report, so it's perfect. Which leads me to my next question. How do you remove GC Services from your credit report? The Fair Credit Reporting Act gives every person the power to challenge information on their report. Now, I will say that to do this, the knowledge required to do this is a bit more involved than it might seem. That's not to say that you shouldn't learn how to do it, but just be prepared that you may spend weeks, possibly months, learning how to do this properly. However, this is a situation where if you come and hire a professional to handle this for you, and you can ensure it's done properly the first time and save the extra time, well, we're happy to take care of it for you. We've dealt with GC Services accounts many times, and they regularly have issues. And we've helped numerous clients deal with them, and we'd be happy to take care of that for you as well if you prefer. Okay, so this is a big question. I get asked this all the time. How can you get GC Services to stop calling you? So as I mentioned before, GC Services will be calling you to attempt to collect the debt they've purchased. That's how they operate. Which means the only reason that they're going to stop calling you is if you settle your debt with them. Or you work with a company like ours to potentially have them removed from your report altogether. Will GC Services try suing or garnishing my wages? This is another big one. But I will say, so GC Services suing is unlikely. It can happen. It does happen. I've seen it happen. But in our experience, it's really rare. The potential is there, but it's just very rare. There are, the reason is there's a lot of laws around how long they can sue for and what they can do if they win, and it's just a long process. However, if we're able to find certain issues with the account, they won't be able to collect at all, which is another benefit of you using an expert. What are my rights when dealing with GC Services? So you have the right to dispute any of your debt that GC Services have purchased. GC Services is governed by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA. And also, as I mentioned before, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Now these acts can seem very complicated, and but the important thing to understand is that they provide a great deal of power to you, the consumer, if you know how to use it properly. Now, if you don't have time to research these acts, I don't blame you. It's not a problem. Call us today, and we will discuss your options with you. And so again, I will put our number in the description below. Give us a call. We'd love to work with you. Thanks so much.